It's night one of season 3 with Athletes Unlimited, and goalies get the glory. As defending champion, Taylor Marino has all the stopping tools required to repeat. Fellow netminder Britt Reed makes big saves in bunches, worthy of a title shot when the action unfolds with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. You are watching Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. It has been a beautiful day for lacrosse. Now we jump into the nighttime festivities at USA Lacrosse HQ. Captain, my captain, the netminders taking charge in this one between Team Marino and Team Reed. It's a very pleasant welcome to you, along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. I'm Joe Beninati. We've had a blast documenting the first 2 seasons of Athletes Unlimited. Courtney, what might you expect to carry over from the first 2 seasons to this one the next?
First and foremost, the speed, the athleticism, the overall skill. These are the best players in the world here playing in Athletes Unlimited.
We do have 56 of the best lacrosse athletes in the world convening here in Sparks, Maryland. And over the next 4 weeks, it promises to be a whole lot of fun with a unique brand of scoring.
The fact that you can score points by having individual statistics. If you do well, you get plus points. If you turn the ball over, or if you have a goal get scored on you, those are some minus points. You also can earn by having MVP points at the end of each game. Players vote. You also have quarter to quarter and an overall 45 points if your team comes up with a win.
Now, last summer was a real cliffhanger. The eventual champion wasn't decided until the very last moment, and we're about to show you the 4 players who rose to the top, who are this week's captains.
These 4 players have done an outstanding job of selecting teams, which they do each and every week in a draft. Taylor Marino, Sam Puzo, these 2 have squared off multiple times last year. Taylor Marino coming out on top. The fact that she was able to beat Sam Puzo out by 16 points, but Ali Mastriani, Britt Reed, not far behind.
This evening, we watch the title winner begin her defense of the crown tonight. Taylor Marino, a game changer in goal.
Taylor Marino, you will see her wearing the ultimate color. This is for the player who wins the most points. She is wearing gold. She is a reactionary style keeper, super athletic. She is a true QB in the goal. Oftentimes she's starting the offense with her outlet passes. She puts the ball right on the money.
She sure was golden last season. At the other end of the field tonight, Britt Reed, a cagey veteran who always climbs the leaderboard.
Britt Reed, a different goalie, a very different style. She stands really big. She has a high arc. She takes away big-time angles, again, being difficult for the opposing offenses to score on her. And she also likes to have those big outlet passes. She even had an assist last year for a goal.
It is great to have Maria Tribalpiece with us, offering her commentary from the sidelines this summer. Maria, the goalies, they all know season 3 of Athletes Unlimited is going to be a bit more difficult for them.
There's 2 rule changes in Athletes Unlimited this season that will impact the keepers. The first being the amount of save points. This year they'll only get 5 points per save instead of 6, which was last year. In addition, with goals against, it'll be -2 points instead of -1 that was also last season. This was done because the goalies are so elite in this league, and Athletes Unlimited wanted to keep the competitiveness in the game.
Maria, we know that you've been a fan of Athletes Unlimited for the first couple of seasons. You know we enjoy bringing folks into the game with lots of player audio. Tonight, Kylie Ohlmiller is wearing the microphone for us. She points to her ear knowing that we're going to chat with her. Kylie, after missing last season, describe your emotions for us right now.
Oh, I got a lot of emotions right now. It's really good to be back on this field. It's really, really nice to be surrounded by these incredible women. The amount of love and support I've gotten this past week alone, just, you know, focusing on my comeback is not something that these women have to do, and they've done a really good job of it. So just good to be back.
Kylie, you're not just an ambassador on the field, but teaching lacrosse as well. We saw that you were out at World Lacrosse Championships in San Diego. Describe teaching the game to those from all across the world.
Yeah, I mean, this sport is so beautiful. I think we see that, you know, all across the world, and we're starting to see it even more so. So just being able to connect with everybody who shares that common love, common passion for the game, I'm all for that. So any chance I get to, I'm definitely all about that.
Kylie, thanks very much for the insight. We'll be checking in with you throughout this game.
Thanks, Joe.
Kylie Ohlmiller performing with a team dressed in purple. That's Team Britt Reed, matched up against Team Marino in gold. Earlier today, Team Apuzzo with a white knuckle win over Team Mastriani. This is game 2 of 24. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN, presented by Gatorade. The officials, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, Patty Clutcher-Porter, and Lynn Bowers, off and running with Marie McCool. 4 in the gold. And Courtney, when we watch Marie in scrimmages, you can tell she's healthy, she's fresh, and when that happens, that usually means she's going to score in a big way.
She is relentless on the field. She is a true two-way midfielder, but her ability to get to the goal is unprecedented.
McCool sets it up, 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Levy with a stuff attempt, and Britt Reed slams the door. 5 points for Reed on her individual leaderboard tally with every save she makes.
Lizzie Colson in purple for Team Reed. We saw her break out from the defensive clear, that quick takeoff. We've seen her score a goal last season. We asked her if we're going to see her a little bit more at the midfield role, maybe giving some rest to some of the midfielders, because she is capable. We've seen her do it at the international level as well.
Izzy McMahon got pickpocketed there by Ali Palermo, and Palermo streaks the other way for Team Marino. Palermo going to goal, trail check, broke up that pass. Levy rolled it to the crease, but Reed snared that and sets it back up for a clearing opportunity. Team Reed in purple has 20 seconds to clear the midline. There are 20 points available per quarter. Every quarter you win, you and your mates, these rosters are 14 players long. Everybody gets 20 points for the quarter they win. Ohlmiller hanging out behind the cage. Ella Simpkins there to mark her. Ohlmiller missed all of last year with a knee injury. Rolls this one to the cage. That's easy pickings for Taylor Marino, the reigning champion in Athletes Unlimited.
You know, generally that shot is going in when Kylie Ohlmiller is taking it from her signature low lefty spot. We saw her do it a lot in the scrimmage with a rocket shot, low to high. That was her first touch. Like you had mentioned, she has been out of the game for a while, but she is so well respected that she was still chosen as #1 in the overall draft.
Every Monday in Athletes Unlimited, there will be a captain's draft. At the end of the first 6 games, we play 2 today, 2 on Saturday, 2 more on Sunday. At the end of the 6 games, the top 4 players on the individual leaderboard will be the new captains for the week ahead. Kenzie Kent, terrific playmaker. You get 4 points for an assist, and Kenzie will get a whole slew of those before this summer is done. McCool on her way to the net. McCool bounce shot, and Reed fights that off for her second stop on the night.
Joe, that means that's already 10 points for Britt Reed in goal. The shot that was taken against her, that player's going to have a -2. So again, everything having a value, both positive as well as negative.
That's Courtney Martinez-Connor. I'm Joe Beninati. Maria Tribalpiece is our sideline reporter. As we just get going between Team Reed and Team Marino, looking for the first strike of this game. Team Reed in purple. McMahon settles. Scoop attempt. Marino shuts the door. Short side there on Aldave. And coming up with a ground ball, 2 points for that, it's Haley Warden. Marino helping to clear. Marino a season ago, 1,798 points. Just 16 better than Sam Apuzzo. She edged her for the gold medal. Apuzzo's team victorious earlier today. If you missed it on ESPNU, Team Apuzzo rallying for an 11-10 win over Team Ali Mastriani. Fortunato on the ball, defended by Meg Dowdy, former Terrapin star at the University of Maryland. Warden on the go, a national champion at James Madison. Off the flip for Levy. Levy's feed, well done, score! In tight put away for Molly Garrett.
Nicole Levy, a product of Syracuse, a current assistant coach at Florida. Receiving the ball from Haley Warden. Her eyes are up. She is always looking to create on the offensive end of the field. We saw her with a nifty walk the dog move earlier. She lost control of that one. She was not losing possession of this one, finding Molly Garrett on the backside with a strong cut. Molly, tremendous with the timing. It's all about working with one another, but having that chemistry on the field, which, Joe, sometimes can be hard for the very first game of each week. These are new, fresh teams each and every week, and this is just the first, or actually the second game here in Athletes Unlimited, but the first for these two teams.
Molly Garrett gets herself back on the board. Molly took last season off from Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and it's not like, you know, Molly went to Shakespeare camp or something like that. She got engaged in the offseason. Former Michigan standout, three-time captain of the Wolverines, has made it one love for Team Marino. Ground ball scoop possession there. They battle for it on the sideline. Lizzie Colson was in a duel. Now that two-time reigning Defensive Player of the Year Becca Block is not playing Athletes Unlimited this season, could it be the likes of someone like Lizzie Colson or Meg Dowdy who will turn out to be Defender of the Year?
You know, I think there's a lot of players who have that capability on the defensive end of the field. We saw it was a huge battle in game one. They can force turnovers in this league. They can play physical. They can get on the hands. Maybe stuff that's a foul at the collegiate level isn't necessarily a foul here in Athletes Unlimited.
Erica Evans was stopped by Taylor Marino. Just a 1-0 advantage as we near the midway mark of the opening quarter in game 2 of 24 this season with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Tonight, all presented by Gatorade. Haley Warden will jog it ahead. Warden, Pennsylvania native, on the roll dodge to the interior, sent it wide of Reed. Taken up off the turf by Colson, and back comes Team Reed in transition. The veteran defender jogging this along. Cookie Carr. Cookie wears number 83. Same number that her dad and brothers all wore, Courtney. She says it's like having 3 extra people with her on the field.
It's not a bad thing. An extra little pep in your step. Love the story of Cookie, how she came up with that nickname.
Behind the back, Oldmiller robbed by Marino. Taylor Marino already with 4 stops on the day. Marino busy as always in this first quarter. Routinely was in double figures in save totals last year. That's just one of the reasons why she vaulted to the top of the Athletes Unlimited leaderboard. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Levy slowing the tempo. Temperatures now in the mid-80s. A gorgeous day for lacrosse. Garrett on the move. She has her side out in front. Fortunato, nice pass. Levy over the shoulder. She scores. Some trickery from Nicole Levy.
Kenzie Kent with the assist. Nicole Levy with the goal. Kenzie Kent at home behind the cage. She has the vision. We talked if she was gonna maybe not assist so much because that's been a detriment to her in past seasons, but she said, this is my game and I do it well. Actually, Courtney Fortunato with the assist, Nicole Levy with the wherewithal. Looking at where the defense is at, finishing it strong.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Photos from draft day back on Monday. The four captains all smiles as they were assembling their respective squads for this week 1 of season 3. There's Taylor Marino, and she has an awful lot of experience as a captain. Let's hear from her on her approach at draft day.
Teams do change every week, so as a captain, it is definitely something to focus on, is really creating that chemistry off the bat. I definitely learned after probably the second or third time drafting that it is really important to draft a group of girls who really mesh well with one another, can work off of each other. It obviously holds a lot of responsibility, making sure that obviously everyone on the team is working well together. We obviously at the end of the day want to win. Having that C on my jersey is definitely heightens that responsibility.
Taylor Marino, one of the very best stoppers on the planet, already with a handful of stops in the game tonight. Maria Trivalpiece is our sideline reporter. Maria, as you get to know Taylor Marino a bit more, I know you're impressed by her mental approach to the game.
She really worked on developing that mental approach to the game in college, Joe. She worked with sports psychologists to not be such an emotional player. She said she wanted to develop skills to be calm in those big pressure moments so that she could be the best version of herself and also help direct her teammates. And you see that paying off back in her college career, but also here in Athletes Unlimited.
Maria, we appreciate it. We look forward to checking in with you throughout tonight and the rest of our Season 3 in Athletes Unlimited. Taylor Cummings, the champion of Season 1. Taylor Marino, the champ of Season 2. Who gets to wear that honor? We'll find out by August 13th with Athletes Unlimited in Season 3. A little bit more than 3.5 to operate in the opening quarter. McCool breezing in offensively. Checked well there by Kayla Wood. Kayla Wood, 45 in the purple, another North Carolina Tar Heel. There are a dozen of them throughout the Athletes Unlimited 56-person roster. Wood will clear, strolling across the midline. She tells us that you have to be selfless to play on defense, especially at this level with so many dangerous scorers out there.
And we've seen a lot of great defense. If I have to give credit where credit is due, a lot of the offense can only begin when you have the ball, and these defensive teams are making stops, especially the team in gold. They are making Team Reed cough at the ball continuously offensively with their good, stellar team-style defense, making sure they had their matchups set, ready, and quick.
Oldmiller conducting traffic from behind the net. Oldmiller has her defender Simpkins hung up. Now Ella will engage. Pass to the inside, that was low. And Marino will cover just as the shot clock was expiring. Team Marino in gold with the ball. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, Aspiration committed to planting 10 trees. Stay tuned throughout the year, see how many trees will be planted, thanks to Aspiration's support this summer.
Joe, because they were able to get a shot off, that's not going to be an overall shot clock violation for Team Reed, which would be -2 for everyone. It's just going to be for the shooter who took that shot. So very important. Everything you do has a consequence, whether positive or negative.
Fortunato on the go there. She was fouled by Meg Dowdy. This is going to be a player up for Team Marino. This is a card for Meg Dowdy. A yellow card sends 29 in the purple off to the sin bin.
So instead of a man-to-man style defense, a zone will come out for the team in purple. That's Team Reed. They're going to be shifting, moving. The ball's going to move incredibly quickly for Team Marino in gold. They want to find that open player.
Team Marino subs in Sammy Jo Tracy from the sideline. Watch out for 13 in the gold in front of the cage. She has an outstanding quick stick delivery from in tight. Levy sets up Fortunato. Fortunato, no stranger to the two-point shot. If you score from behind that 8-meter arc, they'll give your team 2, and you'll get 16 on your leaderboard total. Quarter points are on the line. Team Marino has the 2-goal advantage. They're in line for 20 points. The entire roster, all 14 players, get 20 when you win a frame. Stepping in, Fortunato bluffs it, lets it fly, and that's picked out of the air calmly by Britt Reed, her third stop. Outlet passes on the button for Allie Kennedy. Kennedy powers her way in, looking for a numbers advantage. Scotty Rose Growney was tended to there by Wakefield. Wakefield, one of the best at causing turnovers in Athletes Unlimited. Back comes Levy at the midline. Bracing herself there was Erica Evans. Evans was the first rookie selected in Monday's draft, 37 in the purple.
Despite Erica Evans being a rookie here in Athletes Unlimited, she has a lot of experience. Number one as a Terp, but internationally, she played for Team Canada. She won gold in sixes, a silver in world championships. So she knows a thing or two about having some aggression, some physicality on the field.
Shot clock is turned off. Team Marino in gold can have the last possession. They are about to win the quarter points, those 20 for each frame. As time ticks off down to 15. This is bumped out of bounds. Cookie Carr was there, earning the turnover. Back comes Team Reed in purple. Dowdy's pass, that's a tough catch. Ball down, resurface back for Scotty Rose Growney. Another ball down to the turf as this horn sounds, ending the opening 10 minutes. 20 points for everybody on Team Marino's side, thanks to tallies from Molly Garrett and Nicole Levy. It's 2-0 for the gang in gold. Levy got it started. Britt Reed putting up a brick wall. Both netminders tough, but it's Team Marino on top after one. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse defending champion Taylor Marino, all buttoned up in that first quarter, as you can tell. Goals from Garrett and Levy have Team Marino out in front by 2. Kylie Oldmiller, kind enough to wear the microphone for us tonight. Let's go into the game with Air National Guard.
Let's have some freaking fun. Good stuff all day long. All day long. Nice shape, see? We're getting the looks. Some of them are good, some of them are just looks, but either way, we'll start to finish. Get some first quarter jitters out, right? Yeah. Cool. Don't be afraid to talk to each other on offense too, myself included, right? So like get through or, yeah.
Kylie Oldmiller was saying, Court, prior to this season beginning that, sure, she was going to be amped up. There's going to be a lot of emotions coming back after missing last year due to injury, but she didn't want to force it. She knows she'll have her way up that leaderboard before too long.
You know, it's all about doing the little things, staying consistent on the field, and just like she told her teammates, it's going to fall. We're getting the looks. We just have to finish those shots.
Team Marino, all 14 players on the roster getting 20 points for winning the quarter. 20 points available for each frame. 45 points goes to the winning team, each player on the winning team at the end of 60 minutes or overtime or more, picking up 45 points, as Team Apuzzo did earlier today. So a lot of the players on the leaderboard you'll see are wearing the orange colors. Team Apuzzo downing Team Mastriani 11-10 earlier at USA Lacrosse HQ. Second quarter set to unfold, 10 minutes, stop time. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. Off the draw control, 2 points there for Caroline Wakefield. Wakefield teaming up with Ella Simpkins, Ali Palermo, Emma Whiteman, the rookie, expected to shine for Team Marino's defense. This is a turnover, and Izzy McMahon comes flying back into the offensive end.
In transition, Izzy, wearing number 2 in purple, has found that she has a little niche where she can challenge, even take a 2-point shot coming in from the box or from the sideline.
McMahon off the roll dodge, 2-person game there, gets inside, feeds it back behind the goal, stuff attempt here. Marino had that shut down with a little help from Haley Warden. 20 seconds to shoot for Team Reed in purple. Kennedy has such a punch to her offensive moves. She's marked there by McCool, and there's a foul. Kennedy off the quick restart going to the goal, knocked aside by Marino. Taylor earns the caused turnover. We can remind you about X Games California. It's finals weekend beginning tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN. World's best action sports athletes competing in men's skateboard vert, BMX street, and Moto X best trick. Molly Garrett back to her old trick. She scored first for Team Marino in the opening quarter, followed by Nicole Levy. That's all she wrote so far. 2-0 in a low-scoring affair. 2 goalies are captains in this clash.
This matchup between Cookie Carr and Kenzie Kent, we've seen it throughout the entire game so far.
McCool to the net, stuffed out of there by Britt Reed. Her 4th save on the night.
Why Team Reed has been trying to deny Kenzie Kent the ball is because she can be so creative. She gets others involved. She doesn't just score herself, but she has a tremendous ability to see the field, great vision, and she can feed the ball right in. All she needs is a little head of the stick to get that sliver of a ball right into her teammates.
McMahon hovering around the 2-point arc, snaps that one wide, backed up on the end line by Andy Aldave. Aldave's a full-time member of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Remember last year, Court, she joined in the final weekend as Marino kneels to make another save. A reset of the 60-second shot clock for Team Reed. Ohlmiller outside the arc, zips the pass inside. That crossed up Aldave to the end line, and it will be Team Marino ball. Marino already with a half a dozen stops in this game. Warden on the clear. Haley Warden for Marie McCool, jetting inside the arc. She lost the handle. Britt Reed says thanks very much.
Again, these defenses that we're seeing, they're tough, they're physical, they are all over the body and hands of the attackers. So you don't want to give them time. You want to make sure to move the ball quickly, get rid of it, make them have to shift and maneuver around defensively, because if it's a one-on-one situation and they have time to send a quick double or be all over you, not give you much space offensively, just attack, they haven't proven successful.
Taylor Marino doing her best to put that force field up as Scotty Rose Brownie sent it wide. Team Reed is now 0 for 8 shooting in this first half. Ohlmiller brings it right back in. Feeds for McMahon off the split dodge to get away from Palermo. That's off the outside of the goal. It'll stay Team Reed possession. The officials giving Team Reed another 60-second shot clock. That one must have struck the outside of the cage. This is Lindsay McCone. Always a worker bee for whichever side she's on in Athletes Unlimited. Now, in her 3rd season, she's the co-chair of the Player Executive Committee along with Mira Shane. Players make all the decisions in Athletes Unlimited. Chance for them to unlock their unlimited potential, inspire excellence throughout the community. Evans wheeling and dealing between defenders, great stick skills. Then she was checked by McCool, and Warden gets the ball back for Team Marino. A long, and I mean long, dry spell for Team Reed. Still no goals nearly 15 minutes into the game. Fortunato, quick stick, Levy. Good recovery there by Team Reed to get back in the hole defensively. McCool for Fortunato. Run to the ditch by Evans. Sneak attack here. Reed made the save. Ball down and away to the rescue. Back comes Team Reed. Reed, Britt with 5 as Bree Gross was bringing it along. Gross, who played collegiately at Vanderbilt, 25 in the purple. Andy Aldave jogging into the offensive set. Midfielder with the Notre Dame Irish, an attacker when she transferred to Chapel Hill in North Carolina.
Rightly slow. Team Reed slowing things down offensively, setting up a little mismatch.
Ohlmiller on her way to the goal, bounced it wide. McMahon comes up with possession, 18 seconds to shoot. Good face dodge there. The flick to the inside is down on the carpet, and coming up with it off the turf, it's Marino. Marino, who began her play in lacrosse as a midfielder, she has a very good stick.
She does, and just about every player that we see here in Athletes Unlimited began as a midfielder, and then at some point, usually in their collegiate career, they're put at one end or the other. For Taylor Marino, it came a little bit sooner that she realized she was pretty good at this goalie thing as well.
2-0 for her side. Team Marino getting the better of Team Reed in purple. Sammy Jo Tracy jogging in just a few days in advance of a birthday for Sammy Jo. National champion at North Carolina. Back in the day, it was her triple overtime game winner that gave the Tar Heels a crown. Can't believe that's been 10 years ago. Wood off the turnover. Kayla Wood on the run. Wood getting away from Moreau. Ohlmiller at the tail end of the slow break. Simpkins is right where she needs to be defensively. And Team Marino stifles that chance. Sammy Jo Tracy fighting her way across midfield. Tracy with McCool. McCool given a bump. Nudge to the alley by the defense of Bree Gross. 2:40 left in the opening half. Stick around. We'll share highlights of this one. Look back at Team Apuzzo's win on a shovel shot score. Marie McCool.
Marie McCool, so relentless at both ends of the field. This time it's her decision making to have that backhanded shot. So very smart with where her defensive player is at. Marie McCool extending the lead for Team Marino as they have now extended by a score of 3-0 over Team Reed.
Team Marino hogging the headlines here. All 3 goals belonging to the team in gold. Strikes from Garrett, Levy, and McCool. A 3-0 advantage with 2.5 to go in the opening half. Folks, our next WNBA games, Saturday on ESPN. The Sun will be in Atlanta to take on the Dream at 1 Eastern. Then it's Asia Wilson and the Aces, who are 19-2, squaring off against Nafisa Collier and the Lynx. Coverage tipping with WNBA Countdown, 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. We are here at USA Lacrosse headquarters, involved in the second game of the doubleheader, the nightcap pitting the net-minding captains, Team Marino against Team Reed. And earlier this week, we had the chance to catch up with Britt and find out what her strategies would be as she was assembling her team at the draft.
routines do change every week, so as a captain, it is definitely something to focus on, is really creating that chemistry off the bat. I definitely learned after probably the second or third time drafting that it is really important to draft a group of girls who really mesh well with one another, can work off of each other. It obviously holds a lot of responsibility, making sure that obviously everyone on the team is working well together. We obviously at the end of the day want to win. Having that C on my jersey is definitely heightens that responsibility.
So we got our signals crossed there a little bit, and Taylor Marino was doing a great Britt Reed impression as we look at the leaderboard up to the moment.
When you look at this, not surprised, Team Apuzzo in orange, they won the first game of the night, and that's why they have a majority of players at the top. As this game proceeds, we're going to see those players in gold and purple move up the leaderboard as well, because again, it's all about what you do individually as well as quarter to quarter, and then as the game extends, who's able to come out with that win, who is able to get those MVP points.
20 points on the line when you win the quarter. Team Marino won the first. They're leading the second by 1, as Team Reed has been skunked in this first half. 0 for 10 shooting for the team in purple. 2.5 to go in quarter 2. This is Lizzie Colson driving back in. Scotty Rose Growney marked quickly by Emma Whiteman. Emma, who spent 4 years at the University of Florida, finished up with the USC Women of Troy. Just after the 8 o'clock hour here in the East, sun has set. The lights are starting to take effect at USA Lacrosse headquarters. McCone playing a 2-person game with Kennedy. She's outside the arc. Score from beyond that 8-meter arc. They'll give your team 2, and you'll get 16 on the leaderboard as Oldmiller hums one high. Scotty Rose Growney brings it in off the end line. Inside roll. Stop there, denied by Marino. She got a little help too. Taylor Marino's save total climbs to 7 as Sammy Jo Tracy gets a run it. Sammy Jo, slow break here. Rip and score! Fortunato!
Sammy Jo Tracy all the way from the defensive end of the field. She's reminiscing those high school days when she was a midi as well. She had a quick hand in running this ball out from the defensive end, beating her matchup, creating that man-up situation. Her eyes were up. She finds Courtney Fortunato. It is Courtney's birthday today. Happy birthday, Courtney Fortunato, number 15, as she is firing on all cylinders. This is her first goal of the night, but her second point as she had an assist earlier in the game.
Folks, want to let you know that everyone loves to rep Athletes Unlimited. You can too. Be sure to check out all the new great gear, including new Athletes Unlimited lacrosse gear for this season, including player name and number tees. Go to shop.auprosports.com to get yours today. 4 unanswered goals for Team Marino and a 4-0 lead with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go in the opening half. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez-Connor, Maria Trivalpiece, your announced team. Shouting out thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew for all their efforts. This is the second game of 2. Stay with us at the half. We'll share highlights of Team Apuzzo's thrilling win over Team Mastriani, an 11-10 nail-biter down the stretch to open this season 3 with Athletes Unlimited. Allie Kennedy has possession. She'll share with Lindsay McCone. McCone, in her 3rd season of Athletes Unlimited, better than 1,000 points on the leaderboard for Lindsay when all was said and done last year. That was good enough to put her in the top 15. Oldmiller fires. That's a routine save for Marino. Taylor Marino has 8 stops. Every one she makes earns her 5 points on the leaderboard. Then she throws a strike to Sammy Jo Tracy. 40 seconds in the half. Shot clock is turned off.
Team Marino can really take their time on this last one, get that final shot. Don't even give the team in purple an opportunity to take another shot. Even though their defense has done outstanding, just hold the ball, possession. They've already controlled the game pretty much at this point.
Courtney, you and I have done the first couple of seasons of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. I think it's safe to say, I know I can't recall a team being whitewashed in the first 20 minutes. Marino is about to do that to Team Reed. Quick stick, score! Levy inside.
This time it's in reverse. The second goal of the game was Fortunato to Levy. And these two players matching up yet again. Courtney Fortunato from a different part of the field. Nicole Levy giving herself that nice little target inside. Quick stick. She knows she had a lot of purple jerseys around her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She didn't have time to bring it down. She got rid of it quickly with a nice little quick stick.
Goggles up, Nicole Levy, always having fun out there. Never be too intense is just one of her mottos. She's got 3 points, a couple of goals and a helper. Team Marino has the 5-0 advantage. Marino's squad about to earn those 20 points for the quarter win, just as they did in the first. They will win the second frame in 4.8 seconds time. Inside the draw circle, Aldave and Warden. 2 points for the draw control. And it will come up for Colson as the horn sounds, ending 20 minutes of play.
A dominating first half for Team Marino in gold. Offensively, they took their time. Defensively, they were all over the hands of Team Reed. A really good collective effort on both ends. And then you have to talk about their goalkeeper, their captain, Taylor Marino in goal.
See the scowl there on the face of Izzy McMahon, number 2 in the purple, as she marches off. If you were their offensive coordinator with Team Reed getting blanked in the first 20, what might you look for to make things better in the second half?
You know, I think they have to look at their matchups a little bit better. Oftentimes you can create that one-on-one situation with a defensive player. I see Sammy Jo Tracy. She's doing a great job. She's actually transitioning the ball out, but you have to take a look at, okay, they're getting more legs at the midfield. How can we take advantage of that? How can we move the ball a little bit quicker? But then ultimately it's on their shot selection.
Team Marino comfortable 5-0 after 20. Let's send you to Maria Tribal Piece, standing by with a gold captain.
Taylor, you held Team Reed scoreless in that first half. What impressed you most about your defense?
Yeah, I think our defense is playing really cohesively. We're communicating a lot, which I think is super important, and it's obviously helping me out on my job. So they've been just like really playing solidly, and just super grateful to have them in front of me right now.
How do you keep that pressure on into the second half?
Yeah, I definitely think we have to continue to pressure them, communicate through everything. And I think on the offensive end, we just got to keep moving the ball. I think maybe calm down a little bit, really start putting the ball in the back of the net, and I think that's where we're going to find most of our success.
Thanks. Up to you, Joe.
Maria, in Athletes Unlimited, players receive points based on how their team performs and how they perform individually. Folks here at USA Lacrosse headquarters enjoying the festivities. 5-0 after 20 for Team Marino. We bring you a few thoughts from the champ. Taylor Marino, just thrilled with her work 1 year ago.
First place, goalkeeper, number 77, Taylor Marino.
Returning as champion is honestly kind of surreal. I would have obviously never thought that last year would have gone the way that it did. To hear my name called was definitely not something I was expecting. Emotionally, it was just, I couldn't believe it.
Marino again. Taylor Marino locked in.
It's awesome to have someone in my position as a goalkeeper, winning something as big as an entire league. The goalie world is such a small, special group of people, and I think to kind of help give younger goalkeepers something to aspire them to maybe one day try to do what I did. I think that would be something that's super special, and I would absolutely love to two-peat, but there are a lot of great lacrosse players out there, and I definitely think it's going to be challenging. Obviously, having that kind of linger over my head is definitely going to be something that's going to motivate me this season, but my main priority is just having fun and getting another opportunity to play.
Taylor Marino, she gives her team a chance to win every night. Stay right there, folks. On the other side of the break, Courtney Martinez-Connor joins me for a look back at our first game of the day. From earlier in the afternoon, we'll share highlights of Team Apuzzo and Team Mastriani next on ESPN. A familiar figure here in the twilight at USA Lacrosse headquarters, where Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse is presented by Gatorade this season 3. Tonight, this Thursday evening, day 1 of season 3. Team Marino cruising 5-0 after 20 minutes. Joe Beninati along with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Court, you know a thing or two about really good defense. What was Team Marino doing so well through 20 to keep Team Reed off the board?
It was their communication, the fact that they were working as one. Whenever one defensive player shifted, they all moved. So ultimately, when you're able to get on the hands of the opponent, it makes it very difficult to get a quality shot.
We mentioned it's double duty, double header action Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday throughout the weeks of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Earlier today, it was Team Apuzzo rallying back to down Team Mastriani. Ali Mastriani, though, got her team off to a good start. It was her, too, that made it a 3-0 advantage.
Team Mastriani in blue had Charlotte North drawing a lot of double teams that freed up opposing players like herself, Ali Mastriani. But then you had the tough goalkeeping of Katie Glynn. She ended with 11 saves for the game. She was absolutely the leader in the back for a goalkeeper and a defense. But Sam Apuzzo took things over, and she does what she does best, which is leading her team to a big win.
Little question mark move there for her 4th of the day. Turns out to lead Team Apuzzo to the 11-10 win over Team Mastriani. Then all the players get together and they vote for the MVPs.
Sam Apuzzo, not surprised that she was MVP #1, getting 45 points. Katrina Geiger was a part of a tough defensive group for Ali Mastriani's team in blue. Caused a lot of turnovers on the field, 3 ground balls as well. And then Katie Glynn, as I had mentioned, she was a stopper, true and true. Oftentimes starting the offense for Team Apuzzo.
Stay with us, folks. Halftime continues from here in Sparks, Maryland. Team Marino has the 5-0 advantage. When you return, we'll share first half highlights from this one. Courtney, shutouts are a thing we don't speak of in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We just don't have them. This is the first time in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history that a team has been blank through 20 minutes. Team Marino has a 5-0 advantage over Team Reed. As we get you to the first half highlights, it's the team in goal that's doing all the scoring.
Team Marino has done a great job of getting off the board quickly, but it is due to the stellar play of their captain, Taylor Marino, with coming up with some saves, transitioning the ball quickly. She's got some outlet passes that are right on the money. Courtney Fortunato, Nicole Levy, they've connected several times throughout this game, doing a good job of putting their team on the board. They are leading 5-0 as we are ending this first half, getting ready to begin quarter #3.
Nicole Levy having some fun out there. She and her mates have the bragging rights halfway home in Game 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. It's presented by Gatorade. Stay right there. The final 20 minutes of regulation in a moment. Taylor Marino, a brick wall as usual. Team Marino has a 5-0 advantage for its gold-clad captain, who's already well on her way to double figures in saves. As we get set to start to talk about this third quarter, Caroline Wakefield catching up there with Scotty Rose Growney. Inside the draw circle we go. Officials Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, Kim Kramer, Patty Kletcher-Porter, and Lynn Bowers as the table official. The draw story was close in the opening 20, 3 apiece in fact. As we start quarter number 3, it's Team Britt Reed in the purple. Lizzie Colson marching ahead and playing the ball along for Lindsay McComb. She'll wait for Andy Aldave and Erica Evans to join. 6-on-6 at this end of the field in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. There's a 60-second shot clock. There's an 8-meter arc. Score with both feet behind that arc. You'll get 2 for the team, 16 for yourself on the individual leaderboard. Maria Tribalpiece is joining us from the sideline. She had a chance to catch up with Britt Reed.
In the second half, she said that she wants them to attack more and obviously score a little bit more. She also says that she hopes her team can control the pace and not let the pace control them.
Maria, it's always fun to see Britt Reed on the field. Pretty amazing, Courtney, wasn't it? When she tore her ACL, had the knee injury early in season 1 of Athletes Unlimited, came back, played through it, had subsequent surgery, hasn't missed a beat. And last year she placed 4th on the leaderboard overall.
Britt Reed has overcome a lot throughout her entire career, from her dad passing away to that tearing the ACL in college to then that injury, as you just mentioned, yet again. So twice, once in that first season of Athletes Unlimited, but it hasn't slowed her down. And then she's got to overcome a little bit more. A child at home who was here with her at Athletes Unlimited, maybe a little bit of sleepless nights as well.
She and her wife, Christy, who's one of the facilitators in Athletes Unlimited. Their son, River. He had some great footwear on the other day. I was hoping, maybe one day I'll grow into his footwear, but it was great to see River and meet him at Media Day.
He had on a tremendous outfit from Nike head to toe. He was looking good.
Marie McCool on the job here for Team Marino in gold. Team Reed's in the purple. Allie Kennedy trading McCool off to McCone as Haley Warden joins the party, 22 in the gold. You familiar with a card game called euchre? She loves to play euchre. You rely on your teammates a lot there. Fortunato with a drive. That's easy pickings for Britt Reed.
I need a description of euchre.
I can't help you on that front.
That's a Britt Reed question.
Clearing ahead here for Team Reed, it's Cookie Carr. Cookie last season was contemplating retirement. Said that she felt very good in the offseason. The body and the mind are still in a very good place, so it's great to see 83 in the purple out there for Team Reed. McCone on the hop. Off the bounce for Oldmiller. They go through the weave. Kylie had a couple of good scoring chances. There's Aldave on the sneak, but no sail. Marino waiting at the end of the line. Taylor Marino up to 9 stops. McCool glides in looking for a fast break. Fortunato keeps it hot for Levy off the dip and dunk. She rattled it off the post. In a foot race with Kayla Wood to the sideline, the officials award the ball to Wood. So that is, in a sense, a caused turnover, change of possession. Kayla, 45 in purple, gets 14 points for that.
It is. Nicole Levy was really close to that sideline. However, in that final second, Kayla Wood showing her speed, and it's when the ball goes out of bounds. So once the ball crossed the line, Kayla Wood did have the slight edge. So excellent call by the referees. It is difficult to see. Oftentimes people think you're the first one there, but you may not be the closest to where the ball is at.
Closest to the ball, where and when it leaves on a shot. There's a whistling shot from McMahon, the first goal on the night for Team Reed.
Izzy McMahon, I like how she turns and squares up. Puts it in her strong hand. Her foot was just over the line. She almost had a two-pointer here, but she has tremendous power. She plays with a chip on her shoulder, and you can see it. She gets fired up for her team as she puts them on the board. This is their first goal of the night, and it's in the third quarter.
McMahon getting congratulations at the sideline, ending a 23-plus minute drought for Team Reed. Athletes Unlimited and Topps, they've unveiled the first ever set of trading cards that feature all 4 Athletes Unlimited sports combined in one set. The 200-card base set featuring 185 athletes from the 2022 seasons. They're available at major retailers such as Target and Barnes & Noble, plus hobby shops and through Topps.com and Fanatics.com. So the drought is over. Team Reed gets on the board. No surprise that it comes from Izzy McMahon. McMahon had 3 goals in the Monday scrimmage. She was shooting up a storm again, as he so often does.
She's an absolute spark on the field. And just like we heard on the sideline, Maria talk about what Britt Reed wants to see out of her team, getting the first goal of the third quarter. I don't think you can write it up any better than that.
And I'm not sure that you and I can get here early enough to beat Izzy McMahon to the field. She's out there so far ahead of face-off to warm up.
You know, and that's a player with the true passion for the game. She's out there warming up. She's taking some shots. All those young players out there, it's not just what you do in and out of practice, but it's getting those extra touches even before a game begins. Take a note from Izzy McMahon's work ethic.
Team Reed's won the last 4 draws. They have the ball here with Kylie Ohlmiller. This is McMahon. Just about a sure bet that she'll be in the weight room tomorrow. Gets to the goal, scoots underneath, and scores! Back to back for Izzy McMahon.
A little bit of a defensive miscue for the team in gold. They were communicating so well in the first half, but Izzy McMahon, she sees that she has defensive players beat on the underside. Did a nice little backhanded shot, but anytime you have a 2-man game, if you can get the defense not maneuvering, not talking together, you have an advantage. And these last 2 goals for Team Reed scored within 39 seconds.
Taylor Marino shaking it off in the cage after Garrett, Levy, McCool, Fortunato, and Levy again had it 5-0 for Team Marino at the half. Izzy McMahon back-to-back. Remember those 20 points that are available for each team that wins the quarter. McMahon with a lone 2 strikes in this third frame. Aldave looking to get another draw. And it's possession again for Team Reed and Allie Kennedy. Kennedy, back in the day, was UNC head coach and Team USA national team coach Jenny Levy, who called Allie affectionately a pit bull for the way she played on the field. McMahon feeling it, trying to score from deep there. Scotty Rose Brownie turns the corner. Matched up against Molly Garrett. Fakes the flip. Thought about the 2-point shot. McCone off the weave. Marie McCool right where she needs to be defensively. This is snapped wide of the cage. Backed up on the end line by Team Reed. Quick pass to the slot area, vacuumed up by Taylor Marino. She'll look to counter punch for her squad. Throws a BB out there for McCool. She'll take it in stride. Marie McCool, forced back by Kayla Wood. Whistle behind the play. Offside against Team Reed. Player up opportunity coming for Team Marino. Timeout on the field. Team Marino goes player up when you return. In control of this one 5-2, but Team Reed has started its comeback. Little kids are having a great time here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. It's the home of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Team Marino has a 5-2 lead over Team Reed. Folks, our next WNBA games Saturday on ESPN. The Sun in Atlanta to take on the Dream at 1 Eastern. Then Asia Wilson and the 19-2 Aces. They square off against Nafisa Collier and the Lynx. Coverage tipping with WNBA Countdown at 12:30 Eastern and 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Courtney Izzy McMahon has put a charge into Team Reed with a couple of third-quarter goals.
Love to see Izzy McMahon be such a spark on the field. Her tenacity, her power, her strength really came through for the team in purple. Britt Reed relied on this attacker. Her efforts did not go in unnoticed on the field as she put the first 2 points on the board for her team.
Maria Trival-Peace rounds out our announced team. And Maria, when it comes to Izzy McMahon, lacrosse is a family affair.
A very big family affair, Joe. Her entire family plays or has played lacrosse. Her parents both played at William & Mary. 2 of her sisters played at USC, and the other 2 played at Stanford. So lacrosse runs in the McMahon's blood.
Izzy McMahon, Maria, had 14 goals last summer. She's still in the huddle with her Team Reed mates. Former Pac-12 champion with the women of Troy. Izzy, it was her grandfather who helped introduce her to another of her sporting loves. She's really into golf now. Grandpa gave her the first set of clubs, and she's one of those players who's totally addicted to the pure strike of a really well-hit 5-iron now.
Izzy's not the only one. We see a lot of the Athletes Unlimited lacrosse players who will take their days off, go as a collective group, and that's how they build that chemistry, because you never know who you could be playing with next.
Tomorrow will be a day off for these 4 teams. Remember earlier, Team Apuzzo downing Team Mastriani. Team Reed on Saturday, they get Team Apuzzo at noon. And then for Team Marino, Saturday's date is with Team Mastriani. That's a game you can see on ESPN Plus, 2:30 Eastern. 5-2 in this one. Taylor Marino whitewashed Team Reed over the first 20 minutes, first time ever in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's 3 seasons that a team did not score in the opening 20. But Izzy McMahon's taking care of that. And within this game, the leaderboard's heavily dominated by the team in gold. Team Marino has control. Player up here. Levy from the outside. That bounce pass. Dip and dunk. Sammy Jo Tracy. She scores.
Amazing connections for Team Marino offensively. They were a player up in this last set. Nevertheless, some nifty ball movement, some bounce passes. They knew where each other were on the field. Sammy Jo Tracy ending with the goal. But she started things off, her eyes were up. She moves it to Nicole Levy, who finds Kenzie Kent inside, who is always so composed with the ball. She gives another bounce pass to Sammy Jo Tracy, who's able to finish things off. Sammy Jo's done just about everything today, from taking the draws, playing some defense, scoring some goals.
And maybe fit in a yoga class. She teaches yoga now. Are you just trying to get in? Looking at her resume, it's the hardest thing to try and follow her along, whether or not she's on or off a lacrosse field.
Or traveling the world.
She's obsessed with traveling. She does tell us, though, that she's not great in the kitchen. She calls herself the worst cook. She can burn anything. Well, there, she just burned Britt Reed for an extra player goal. It's 6-2 for Team Marino. Just a reminder, 20 points on the line. Should you win the quarter, you and your teammates, all 14 on the roster, would bank 20 points. It's 45 points for everybody on the winning team. 348 from settling that. And in the third quarter alone, Team Reed in purple leads the score 2-1. Moreau, one of the rookies, sweeping across the top, and she was fouled by Erica Evans. We get introduced to Amy Moreau, UMass 2023. She said she wanted to learn, or rather be more adaptable as her pro career began. She bounces and scores on the free position shot.
Amy Moreau with the first free position shot for season 3 of Athletes Unlimited. This culminated from a hard foul on the body inside of that critical scoring area. I like her quick takeoff, and I like the fact that she did a bounce shot. Their last goal by Sammy Jo Tracy was off a bouncer. Oftentimes, when you find a weak point for the opposing goalkeeper, you want to try and continue to exploit that until changes are made. Nevertheless, Amy Moreau extending the lead to 7 as she puts the first point in her pro career on the board as a goal.
7-2 now, equaling the largest lead on the night for Team Marino in gold. The 2 markers for Tracy and Moreau separated by some 46 seconds. Draw control, 2 points available, and coming up on the scoop, that's Lizzie Colson for Team Reed. Folks, for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited lacrosse season, Aspirations committed to planting 10 trees. Last season, the lacrosse athletes tallying 189 helpers. That means 1,890 trees were planted for their efforts. Great work by the folks at Aspiration. Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited lacrosse. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor, Maria Tribal Piece, your announced team. McMahon on the go. That sidewinder missed the cage. It'll stay Team Reed ball with Allie Kennedy bringing it in off the end line. Ella Simpkins waiting to pick her up defensively. Oldmiller and Kennedy, 2 very good friends from their Stony Brook days. Oldmiller has her defender hung up. That's Caroline Wakefield peeking out. Wakefield right there on her hands. Oldmiller spins and fires. Just missed the top corner. Shot clock expires. It's Team Marino ball, tail end of quarter 3. It was 5-0 for Team Marino after 20 minutes. Back-to-back goals from Izzy McMahon made things a bit more interesting, but consecutive salvos from Tracy and Moreau have brought the lead back to 5 for the team wearing gold, Team Marino.
Joe, that last shot clock violation for the team in purple, they are all collectively going to have -2 to their overall points on the leaderboard. Or on the flip side, Team Marino, because they were able to come up with the stop, are each going to have +2. So little things like that, again, everything matters with what you do on the field, both individually and collectively as a team.
Every moment counts, right? It's a compressed, really energetic season. 4 weeks of play. Bounce shot here, fought off by Reed. Moreau was looking for the rebound. There's a whistle. The officials confer. We have 81 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Britt Reed and Taylor Marino in a goalies duel, save for save. Marino closing in on double figures. Britt has 7. This is another free position. On the way, and the change of pace score. Moreau again.
Team Marino, they are just rolling offensively. We're seeing different players on the board. This is the second 8-meter for Amy Moreau. Back-to-back, she scored the 7th goal. Now she has the 8th again, running through the sticks, and that's something that you want to do unless a body is put on you. Run through the sticks to all those young players watching. She protected it well, put her body in between. Nice little protection before she did yet another bouncer, as they are extending their lead by 6.
Former captain at UMass, Amy Moreau, an Atlantic 10 midfielder of the year, first team all-conference performer, showing off nicely in this, her first game as a professional. Team Marino matches up with Team Mastriani on Saturday afternoon here in Sparks, Maryland. Comfortable night. Lights now taking full effect on the field as Andy Aldave draws against Haley Warden. Warden, who's set to draw control records at James Madison. Watching now as Aldave comes up with the scoop and control for Team Reed in purple. 50 seconds left on the shot clock, 1 minute remaining in this quarter. McCone's been quiet so far. Plays for McMahon. Izzy turns the corner. Palermo has great feet defensively. Great moves there, though. McMahon able to bulldoze her way to the circle, but she's in the crease. It's a crease violation against McMahon, but she puts up the protest. Shot clock turned off. Last possession belongs to Team Marino, should they choose. In the quarter points, those back-to-back free position goals from Moreau have given Team Marino the 3-2 lead in the quarter. If they hold on, it's worth 20 more points for everybody in goal. Marie McCool worked over by Evans. Time ticking late in the frame, and the third quarter expires. Team Marino an 8-2 advantage. They win the third quarter 3-2. They bank another 20 points as a result. Izzy McMahon gave her team a shot in the arm. It was a bullet, it was a flick. Team Reed looked like they were in business. Then Team Marino responds. The extra player tallies, and from the free position line, 8-2 after 3. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN is fueled by Gatorade and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact. Courtney, we've been discussing throughout the day the power lacrosse couples that we've been so fortunate to watch through the years. Colin Kirst, who played at the end of his college career at Rutgers, fabulous goaltender. He's in a relationship with TT Naslonsky, who made her pro debut this afternoon. Rylan Reese, Kylie Ohlmiller, and then the husband and wife team of Marcus Holman and Alex Ostholman. Alex Ostholman in the opening game today. It was a real good one if you missed it. Team Apuzzo rallied for an 11-10 win over Team Mastriani.
You know, I think it's always fun when it's girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, and wife that can help one another on the lacrosse field.
Getting set for the start of quarter number 4. We remind you that on Saturday, the third annual PLL All-Star Game is coming up. This year it's from Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. Coverage begins 6 Eastern on ESPN+. That'll be the skills competition. The game comes your way, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN and ESPN+. Should be another great evening of events in PLL play. Taylor Marino captaining her squad in gold, wearing the microphone for us, and she takes us into the game.
You're running, you're mid right now? Yeah. Okay, do me a favor, just don't get overzealous on that end, all right? Okay. No, I know that. I'm ready for this. I've been prepping for it. I know you have. Let's go. Let's finish this game strong, all right, guys? They're going to come out hard, they're going to come out nasty, and they're going to want to put balls in the back of the net, all right, and bring themselves back up here. Let's not let it happen, okay? Let's take care of the ball, work the clock, tire them out, okay? Go down, team, ready, 1, 2, 3. Go. Go, baby. Let's go.
Taylor Marino taking charge in the huddles, the captain for the team that's dressed in gold. And around the pack there in the huddle, you saw facilitator Amber Hill, who was a goalkeeper in season 1 of Athletes Unlimited. Facilitators are advisors, they're helpers, they're part of the support staff. Team Reed's facilitator is Tia Schindler. 8-2 for Team Marino, fourth quarter set with 10 minutes remaining. Marino already with 9 stops on the day. Team Reed has dominated the draw circle, but it has not translated to a winning way on the scoreboard. Team Marino with the 8-2 advantage. They have swept the first 3 quarters, all those 20-point totals going to the 14 members on the roster for the win. Ohlmiller thought about it for the 2, floats one inside, stuff attempt there, rattles off the frame of the goal. They dig for it. Evans and Oldave there, and on the end line, it's Marino's quick feet that earns her the ball for her squad.
Joe, so interesting. Is that a save and a caused turnover for Taylor Marino?
You wonder why she's the defending champion. She did that all of the last year. The big save totals obviously help. This year, there's 1 fewer point for a save awarded to goalies. But the ability to chase a lacrosse ball down after a missed shot, force those caused turnover points, that's a plus 14. The way she wins time after time after time, quarter after quarter, that only helps her vault her way up the leaderboard. Kenzie Kent in possession, 10 in the gold. Now, Kenzie would be way up high on the leaderboard were it not for her turnovers, which are costly. She handles the ball so much. She takes some risks offensively. She coughed it up 4 times in the scrimmage on Monday. She's that kind of a player who has tremendous goal scoring and assist totals. She's just got to stay away from the turnovers.
You know, when we talked with her before the season began, she said she's not going to change her style of play. She likes to take risks. She likes to feed the ball inside. She's going to continue doing that. Obviously, she'd love to move up the leaderboard, but she knows when you handle the ball a lot and you look to assist and feed it inside, it's not always going to be caught, or it could be intercepted.
Just an amazing athlete in a league full of them. Kenzie Kent was a 2-sport athlete at Boston College. She played ice hockey. She went to the Frozen Four 3 times with the Eagles. Scotty Rose Growney turning outside the 8-meter arc. Long drive there. Marino made the stop on Evans, who was looking for 2. Taylor's outlet passes are perfect. Palermo just gliding along. Garrett, who started the scoring tonight. The team in goal for Team Marino, a comfortable 6-goal advantage with 7:20 remaining in regulation. Britt Reed with another stop. Reed, the KG veteran. In the past, she had told us that she wanted to be less jumpy in her net-minding style. She would be an acrobat all over the crease. She wanted to let the game come to her in season 3.
With 8 saves, I think she's doing a good job at that. 8 saves, 5 points apiece. That's at 40.
McMahon on the go. Bounce shot for the hat trick. Izzy McMahon.
Izzy McMahon with all 3 goals for Team Reed. She seems to have Taylor Marino's number as she is taking her shots. Nice little sweeping dodge. Defensively, slides coming a little bit late. She has her hands free. She likes her matchup with Palermo, and she is placing her shots so well. As she turns the corner, she has her stick up and away, kind of hides it a little bit. All 3 goals, once again, for Team Reed. When you have the hot hands, get it into their stick. Number 1, number 2, number 3.
She's one off of her Athletes Unlimited single-game high. She had a 4-goal game against Team Wood back in the inaugural season of 2021. She's beaten Taylor Marino 3 times tonight. Folks, join the Unlimited Club. An Unlimited Club Gold member to receive a Lacrosse Gold box. Box includes a Taylor Cummings bobblehead, hoodie, and more. Limited quantities are available, so go for gold today at auprosports.com/membership. Get yourself one of those Lacrosse Gold boxes.
Joe, earlier in the game, you had talked about a team had never been blanked for an entire half. I don't think we've ever had a team have one person scoring all of the goals either.
It's a fair point. McMahon's strike is the lone goal on the score sheet here in the fourth. 20 points available for the team that wins the frame. McMahon tonight, 3 for 8 when she shoots the ball. The rest of Team Reed, I want to shield my eyes before I say 0 for 17.
Are you having secondhand embarrassment?
Ooh. So Izzy driving in now against Moreau. They force the ball out of her cross quickly. Scotty Rose Growney at goal line extended. Skip it on through. Evans on the go. That one floats high and out of bounds. It'll stay Team Reed possession. Shade more than 6 minutes with which to work in the fourth. Snapshot there delivered wide of the goal. Allie Kennedy was trying to get her team on the board. Scotty Rose Growney gets it set. Working from the outside here. Good defensive strip. There's the cause turnover and 14 leaderboard points for Haley Warden.
She's such a consistent player. Very unassuming on the field what she does.
Kenzie Kent on her way to the goal. Her squad's on top 8-3. Behind the back bounce pass. That was interesting from Fortunato as Team Reed takes the turnover back. 8-3 for the team in goal. That's Team Marino on the lead. McMahon has all 3 for Team Reed. Driving in, it's Kennedy. That one sent wide. Palermo will leave it at the feet of Marino as we are halfway home thereabouts in the fourth quarter with 5:10 left. Taylor Marino slings this one to the midfield over the head of Nicole Levy. 8-3 lead for the team in gold. 40 seconds to shoot.
I think it's safe to say that the team in gold, Team Marino, they are just controlling the pace of play. The score is 8-3. Team Reed has been able to put a couple of goals back to back. And right when I say that, on cue, there you go, Team Reed.
That one gets through Sammy Jo Tracy. Goes back over to Team Reed as we have a timeout on the field. The 8-3 advantage for Team Marino. They had the 5-0 lead at the break. We need a TV timeout. We'll step away from USA Lacrosse headquarters. Get you back for more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. All presented by Gatorade. There's a scoreboard divvied up into quarters for you. Team Marino confidently through the first 3 frames to an 8-2 advantage. Izzy McMahon capping off her hat trick for Team Reed in the fourth. So the fourth quarter win points for the moment, those 20 that are available, are on the side of Team Reed as we grow late in regulation with 4:37 remaining in the fourth. Just a reminder, X Games California Finals Weekend. It begins tomorrow, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN. The world's best action sports athletes competing in men's skateboard vert, BMX street, and Moto X best trick. Lacrosse fans getting their fill today. A doubleheader of Athletes Unlimited lacrosse action in Season 3. This is game number 2. The teams will get a breather tomorrow. They'll go through practices. Usually they try to beat the heat, get out there on the practice fields in the morning, and then get set for the back-to-back doubleheaders that come their way on Saturday and Sunday. You can see all of the games on the ESPN family of network this season between tonight and August 13th. On the leaderboard, Sam Apuzzo. Funny to see her #1 after one game. She's always up there.
The fact that her team won 3 out of the 4 quarters, as well as the overall game. She got 45 points for being the top MVP. But right here, Taylor Marino, she still has the 4th quarter, as well as the overall win to the game to be added to hers. And that's barring she doesn't have any more saves, caused turnovers, ground balls. So I think we're going to see a potential change in the leaderboard after this game.
Strolling back out onto the field for 4:37 left in regulation, Kylie Ohlmiller is wearing the IFB. She's wearing the mic for us tonight. Kylie, I'm hoping you can hear us as you jog back into position. What's the deal? How has Team Marino thrown a blanket over your squad defensively?
I mean, you could tell why Taylor Marino was last year's captain, last year's champion, I should say. She's having a day. She's definitely making us think about our shots. And I think we're just playing like, first game of the season, jitters, lots of different things we get to figure out. That's the cool part about this league, though. Purple's got 2 more games this weekend to try to, play to our strengths a little bit better.
Kylie, how do you reset in these final less than 5 minutes?
I think we're just thinking about it as a building block. Whatever we can finish with in 4:30, at the end of this quarter, we can build into on Saturday.
Kylie, stay right there with us as the game goes on. We want to eavesdrop a little bit, so we're going to be hearing you call out the offensive sets. It's all yours.
Good job, Lizzie. Yep, Ish. And Taylor. Taylor, great job.
Kylie has to get back quick and ride as Team Marino looks to pad its lead. Taylor Marino in the nets with a dozen stops. Less than 4 minutes to go in the 4th. It's an 8-3 advantage for the team in gold.
Here we go. Good step up, Meg. Let's go, AK. Alone, AK. Good check, 4-2. Keep going, Lizzie, keep going. Oh!
The good thing is Kylie has all the numbers memorized on her teammates.
Go, Cookie. Heck yeah. Let's go.
Cookie Carr on the conversion.
Cookie.
It's an 8-4 game.
Let's go.
Kylie, I like the flavorful commentary, if you can still hear us.
I can.
It's got to be great when a defender scores in Athletes Unlimited, and especially so when it's Cookie Carr.
Oh, we love Cookie Carr. As you can tell, the hugs are still going. We had a little shooting lesson at practice yesterday, and she was just all about learning.
What'd you teach her?
Exactly that. I can't do it today, but she can.
Kylie, we're looking at the replay and watching how the ball moves so quickly from one end of the field to the other. The Cookie's a tremendous athlete, and when you think back of her in this league and in the past, how fondly do you remember her as a teammate? She was contemplating retirement a season ago.
She was, yeah, she was. And she was just always been one of those players that will take every player that comes in, whether it's US or AU, under her wing. She has so much kindness, really cares about who you are as a person and as a lacrosse player. So to see her continue to shine, it's just really inspirational for all of us younger players.
Kylie, thanks very much. You got 3 minutes left to get 4 goals. Go get them.
Thanks.
Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse continues. The deficit is 4 for Team Reed in purple.
The deficit is 4, but again, back-to-back goals that Team Reed has been able to score here in the 4th quarter. They did it at the start of the 3rd as well. Cookie Carr, her first goal of Athletes Unlimited, talked about what kind of legacy she wants to leave. She says she wants others to say they felt supported, loved, cared for by her, as well as feel the love of the game and the sport of lacrosse that she has.
Cookie had a goal back in the inaugural season of Athletes Unlimited. She scored against Team Benson. There she gets her first of this season. It's an 8-4 lead for Team Marino. So even if Team Reed doesn't come all the way back to tie or force overtime or win, they can win the 4th quarter alone and bank 20 points for all 14 players. on their roster. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, 56 of the best athletes in this sport, competing over 4 weeks. 24 games total, each player plays 12. Scotty Rose Growney took her eyes off of that pass, and it's back to Team Marino. Sammy Jo Tracy goes over her shoulder to play that one on to Moreau. Fast break now for Marino. Levy feed it inside, just gets away from Kenzie Kent. It's a turnover back to Team Reed. Just 2.5 left in this one. A game that has gone flying by. Team Reed with a failed clear here. Hustling, though, to maintain possession and breaking away from the pack. It's Lindsay McCone. Feed for Ohlmiller. Ohlmiller lost it there on the cradle. Team Marino defensive help from Sammy Jo Tracy. She took the bump from Growney. Scotty Rose now going to the cooker. Draws the double and a triple as Sammy Jo gets back into defensive shape. McMahon, who had the hot hand, already with 3 today. Zigs and zags inside the 8-meter. This ball down. Oldave from the bad angle did not convert. There's a whistle just as McMahon let it fly.
It's going to be a crease violation. Ball is going to Team Marino. Joe, I don't think I've seen this many caused turnovers throughout an entire game of Athletes Unlimited, back-to-back games at that. Both defenses have been incredibly tough, not giving a lot of room for the offensive team.
We've got history now. We've got the beginning of a 3rd season, and the athletes are learning how to increase their standing on the leaderboard and cause turnovers in one gigantic way that they can do that. So you would expect them to be more aggressive on double teams and with takeaway checks. Ohlmiller dancing in. Marino at the end of the line, shuffles to make that stop. Taylor Marino just 47 seconds away from victory. A baker's dozen of saves for Marino, 13, as the outlet finds Wakefield in the waning stages of the 4th. Earlier today, Team Apuzzo victorious over Team Mastriani. Sam Apuzzo, the runner-up to Taylor Marino a season ago, and you would imagine those two again in the summer of 23 to be battling tooth and nail with 20 seconds left. Levy to the sideline. Off this scoop here, help comes from Kenzie Kent. Final 10 ticks. Fortunato running away from Kayla Wood. As the final horn will sound, Team Marino has banked an 8-4 win over Team Reed in the battle of goalie captains.
Much like Kylie Ohlmiller just said, for Team Reed, it's about building for the rest of the weekend's games. This is just the first game for these respective teams, both of them battling it out. Team Reed showing some bright spots with back-to-back goals. But Team Marino unstoppable on the defensive and offensive end of the field. Defense translating into offense. They did a great job of just controlling the overall pace of play.
5 different goal scorers for Team Marino. Outstanding net minding from their captain. An 8-4 victory here in Sparks, Maryland. Stay right there with us. We have more post-game reaction to come your way on ESPN. Team Marino victorious in Game 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3, and it was the first 3 quarters that made the difference. 2 + 3 + 3 = 8, and Team Marino downs Team Reed 8-4. Folks, just a reminder, you can join us Saturday. More Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We have 2 more games coming, beginning at noon Eastern on ESPNU. Team Reed will tangle with Team Apuzzo in the first of 2 coming up on Saturday afternoon here in Sparks, Maryland. A beautiful first day of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse Season 3 has now been concluded. Team Apuzzo victorious, Team Marino victorious, and I would think, Courtney Martinez, Connor, it happened just the way you would have handicapped it.
Some stellar defense out on the field from Team Marino and high-powered offense from Team Apuzzo. Exactly how each of these captains drew it up and how they did their draft.
Taylor Marino makes a whole lot of saves. We know that from her season last year, and she's just carried right over in Game 1 this time around.
That's right, 13 saves on the day. That's 5 points apiece. She was just a defensive brick wall in goal. The big communicator, she said that was one of the biggest things being a captain. She had to realize when's a good time to talk, when's a good time just to let the play develop and the defense in front of you to do their thing. But Taylor Marino drawing things up from the defense out.
The former soccer netminder is a really good lacrosse goalie, and now she's joined by Maria Tribalpiece.
Tonight, what were you seeing in the cage?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, defensively, those guys were pretty locked down, which made my job a little bit easier. So it was just about kind of finding the ball and just trying to do my best.
We talked a lot about how well your defense played tonight, but talk a little bit about the offense, in particular Amy Moreau, the rookie, coming up with 2 big goals. How great is it to see a rookie perform so well in her debut?
Yeah, I definitely think that was huge for us. Obviously, being a rookie can be a little intimidating, and she showed up and performed for us, which was huge, and obviously crucial to the win. So super grateful to have her on this squad. And offensively, they played their game, worked the ball around, and really just tried to get the best look that they could. Obviously, towards the end of the game, it gets a little frantic, but they did the best that they could, and obviously it paid off, giving us the W.
When things start to get a little bit frantic, especially in those last couple of minutes, how did you guys stay composed?
Yeah, every time we got a timeout, we just kind of resettled ourselves down, reminded each other that we're going to win the game by being composed and taking our time and really working the clock, because at that point the clock was going to be our best friend. So it was just about really taking our time and trying to waste as much time as possible while also still putting the ball in the back of the net.
You got that first win under your belt. How good does that feel?
It definitely feels good. It's even though being a captain 3 times last year, it definitely kind of turned into a little bit of a routine, but obviously getting that first one is huge, and it definitely feels good.
Thank you, and good luck the rest of the weekend.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Back to you guys.
Maria, we know that Taylor can be very creative off of the field, Courtney. She likes to paint, she likes to draw. This one, in the first half, she drew up a masterpiece. Didn't give up a goal for the first time in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse history. A team was whitewashed through 20 minutes. And when you watch her, she just seems to be more and more imposing each and every game she plays.
You know, she said she wouldn't mind a repeat, but she knows she's going to have a difficult go at it this year. After the first game, Sam Apuzzo was at the top of the leaderboard, but there's no doubt in my mind that Taylor Marino is going to take the top spot after this stellar performance tonight.
We have so many crafty offensive players in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and just a few of them are disciples of the great Gary Gate, much like Nicole Levy is, and she put on a display earlier in the game tonight that had us thinking back to Gary and his tutelage.
You know, it's all about being creative, and Nicole Levy says she likes to break down opposing defenses. She likes to just have fun on the field, and you can tell with her constant smile, her joking demeanor off the field, but how she's just relaxed on the field. That's when she plays her best lacrosse, and it certainly shows. She has tremendous IQ. She knows when and where to shoot the ball and where those defensive players are at. So Nicole Levy, again, proving why she loves to be creative on the field and how it can create offensively.
So much fun to watch Nicole when she's having fun, as Lizzie Colson and her mates are bested by the reigning champion, Taylor Marino, victorious in this by the final of 8-4. Just a reminder, Saturday at noon on ESPNU, more Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. But coming up next, we're going to look back at this year's college football playoff semifinal, Ohio State and Georgia in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. For Courtney, for Maria, for all the men and women in our crew, Joe Beninati, thanks for your time. Team Marino, too tough on Thursday.